Hello everyone, it's Luke here and welcome to my homemade film ramblings. It's good to have you here. If you do fancy supporting a bloke with no real idea what he's doing, a like and subscribe is always welcome. Anyway, every now and again a movie comes along that you are utterly not expecting and quite frankly leaves a real lasting impression. So there I was, laying in bed recovering from a little bout of surgery. Now, being bedbound is a really boring activity, but on the plus side, it does allow you time to watch a whole bunch of movies that you probably wouldn't usually watch. Now, for me, currently Amazon Prime is king. The range of movies currently available is just plain awesome, especially if you're like me and love those low-budget, small independent movies that keep turning up there. I love the kind of film that relies on story and great filmmaking as opposed to movie-star driven tentpole movies that are low on originality and high on sequels and remakes, if you know what I mean. So let's talk about Loved Ones from 2009. Have you ever heard of this? Me neither, but the cover looked good and sometimes that's enough, isn't it? So this little movie, which is a thriller horror, is from Australia and is the feature debut of filmmaker Sean Byrne, who both wrote and directed it. And the whole film came in around $4 million budget. So we're not talking mega money here. So what's this film all about? While on a drive with his father, high school senior Brett Mitchell, who's played wonderfully by Xavier Samuel, ends up swerving his car, wrapping it around a tree. While Brent survives, unfortunately his father dies in the crash. And then he's got a combination of pain and guilt that kind of haunts him. So at this stage of the movie, I think I'm in for a kind of film all about dealing with grief. One of those real tough, gritty dramas. That's what I thought I was watching. But unfortunately, Lola doesn't take this rejection well at all. And Brent ends up getting abducted shortly afterwards. And when he regains consciousness, he's tied to a chair inside Lola's house, where he sees both Lola and her father. Now, what I thought was going to be a meditation on grief turns out to be something a little different. It turned out to be a brutal, grotesque and frankly bonkers horror movie that took me completely by surprise. Now that's where I'm going to leave it because I don't want to give too much away.
Will you go to the dance with me?
I'm going with Holly. Guess who asked me to the dance?
Tell me, who is she?
I'll never tell.
Love hurts.
Pretty as a picture.
Now this film is effectively a three-hander between Brent, Lola and Lola's father, and all three performances to me were absolutely top-notch, but I really do want to single out Robin's Lola. This character is played to perfection with a perfect mix of sinister, geek and unpredictability. And the fact you have to keep guessing what was going to happen or what she was going to do next kept me on the edge of my seat, or should I say bed. Now I did read one review that said this film was a mix between the Saw movies and Pretty in Pink, and I have to say I completely agree with that statement. There's some real ambition here from the filmmaker, and he takes what is frankly a B-movie exploitation plot that follows classic movies such as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Saw movies, etc. And the kind of film that highlights the fringes of society, where there are poor, disturbed people who get their kicks from torture and murder. He takes that and he delivers something totally different. Now this film does not get bogged down in backstory. It gives you just enough narrative to enjoy the ride. And I think that's really refreshing because this film knows exactly what kind of movie it is and just delivers on that. What we have, and I think what was great actually, is the real good role reversal of the protagonist. It's really nice to move away from women getting murdered and tortured, and here we're presented with something a little different. Then we have the visuals, and mark my word, this is a true gore fest, and the effects are real stomachly churning, they're vile, and frankly in places I kind of squirmed, and I had to look away, which is lovely. Ultimately, this is a fast-paced little gem of a movie that both shocked and surprised for all the right reasons. It's not the most original script, but the actor and filmmakers really do elevate this into something great. I was shocked, I winced, I laughed in places, it's horrible, it's funny, it's everything you kind of want it to be. As you can tell, I really enjoyed this film and I think it was the perfect antidote for post-surgery blues. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, I really recommend this. Shot on a low budget, but you'd never noticed. The actors are wonderful. The pace is great and it moves along nicely. It was really unexpected in places, and as the film progresses, it gets progressively more bonkers. I really enjoyed it. I can't recommend it highly enough. Go watch it, The Loved Ones. So that's all from me. Thanks very much for taking a bit of time out and spending with me. I really appreciate it. If you do fancy supporting me, a like and subscribe is always welcome. But you don't have to, of course. So that's all from me, and I'll see you all on the next one.